Hello, everybody. This is so totally not Skynet 928,
And this is Mule, thinking she's sitting next to Skynet 928.
and we are not the 8-bit outlaws.
Then who are we?
I have absolutely no idea.
Can we use our identities again?
Maybe. Just maybe.
Okay, I guess do we start this episode?
Sure, why not? We're gonna start off the episode with the fact that they're made a friggin' goddamn Freddy movie.
And holy shit! We'll always love you! I can't believe you did this to me! God damn it! How could you do this to me?
And no, we're not talking about the YouTube celebrity Fred. I don't know how many movies he already has. We're talking about our friend Freddy Fazbear's. Apparently they're making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie now. Thank you, Warner Brothers Studios.
Always having to destroy everything that is beloved and sacred to us.
What are you talking about? They did a good job with Batman. What a lot of people having concerns about this is the fact that it's another video game movie, and
You know how badly that turns out.
and it shouldn't be. I mean, video games should get the same respect as any other movie. So maybe this could be a good chance to finally tie up the loose ends in the games.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a game and it needs to stay at that. It doesn't need to be made into a goddamn movie.
But I think it also it's really neat because they'll be able to work add a little bit more to the story than before. Like things like already that has too many cutscenes in it don't really need to be made into movies.
As far as I'm concerned, Freddy Fazbear should just remain a damn mythical adventure in the damn games. I love the games, but I don't like the concept of a movie. They always butcher it. Can you imagine if it was directed by Michael Bay, though? How many explosions there would be?
Well, didn't they do good with the Silent Hill movies? I thought people liked the Silent Hill movies.
But this isn't about the Silent Hill movies. This is about Freddy motherfucking Fazbear.
No, but what I'm talking about, it's a horror genre video game, so they might be able to do a little bit more justice to it, since it's something to scare people. Just a thought.
There's not enough to make a movie out of it. There's no reason for them to make a movie out of it. If I was Scott Cawthorn, I would say fuck you to the idea. The fact that they want to make a movie, who the hell are they even going to get to direct it? That's my issue with it.
Although the whole internet community is right now petitioning for Markiplier to be the security guard.
Yes, that actually would make a lot of sense. I don't know why.
He started the whole thing. He's the one who brought this game to light.
Markiplier would make so much sense for this. I mean, if you haven't seen his videos, you would honestly, you honestly need to see it. It's just wow. His reactions to just some of the things that appear and some of the things that happen in the game would make him perfect for the position. I can only imagine. I just can only imagine how much fun he would have with a role like that. But even then, I still don't approve of this movie because there's not enough story, in my honest opinion.
He's gonna beat up the robots, isn't he? He's gonna beat up the animatronics on the set. I have a feeling he would do that.
I don't even know if he would agree to it. It would be like, no, you guys already fucked with me once in the games. I'm not letting you guys fuck with me again. Markiplier would make a perfect not position. What I meant to say was perfect security guard, but even then, like I said, I really don't approve the idea of a freaking movie out of Five Nights at Freddy's.
But look at the studio. It's Warner Brothers Studio, so it's already a high-end studio. I would have been a little bit concerned if it was like Summit Entertainment getting it. And if you guys don't know who Summit is, they basically are the ones who did the Twilight movies and all the other dystopian books. Movies that are out there.
I don't trust anyone who tries to make a video game into a movie because they almost always butcher it and add explosions and shit. Especially if they're Michael Bay. You know Michael Bay has to put explosions into every single movie.
Hey, but no, this isn't Michael Bay Productions, so Michael Bay's out of it. This is more like
I know, I'm just saying, imagine if it was Michael Bay. I can only imagine how badly he would butcher it.
But again, it's not going to be Michael Bay. It's Warner Brothers. So if anything, maybe we could see maybe we could see the directors from The Dark Knight working on this. Wouldn't that be neat?
No, I still don't approve of this idea. I am completely against it. The story is already good enough as it is. Leave it alone.
Well, I guess it's up to interpretation. I mean, it's video game movies don't have the best reputation. Started off with Super Mario Brothers.
Warner Brothers already doesn't have enough of my respect in order to gain my trust for a movie like this.
But they have so many Dark Knight movies.
I don't give a shit.
They did well with Man of Steel.
I don't give a shit.
The original ones.
I don't give a shit.
Looney Tunes?
That was the only one they might have done right.
Well, we'll see what happens in the future with that. Anyway, how about we go to another segment and actually give an update about our life. Sorry we have not been posting episodes really quickly. It's because Mule got caught up with a sickness these past 2 weeks. And
that's a lie.
She's been relying on Kleenex and Maximum Strength NyQuil to get her through this.
That's a lie.
Okay, so you're saying your bed was not filled with all those tissue papers. Then what was I doing these past 2 weeks?
You were doing kitty stuff.
I was not doing kitty stuff. I was sick, and you can even still hear it in my nostrils. I can't breathe that well.
Sure.
It's because Skynet never gets sick, so...
That's my immunity system giving sickness the middle finger.
But when I get sick, does he take care of me? No, that's when he decides to go out.
No, I do take care of you.
What did you do for me while I was sick?
I did a little dance. Get down tonight. Get down tonight.
You can't say make a little love because there's no one to make a little love with right now.
Nah, I didn't remember the lyrics.
But we're also working on finishing our degrees. For sure, I'm going to be getting my BS in psychology this coming May.
That's BS. Wait, what?
Bachelor's of Science.
That's what I thought you meant.
And what about you, Skynet? When will you graduate?
I'm going to be graduating pretty soon with my doctorates in super awesome psychology and junk.
Oh, you don't know psychology.
Yes, I do. I'm going to look into your mind.
Yes, that's why you have that job you have.
Yes, working at a big box retailer, doing tech support stuff. Why not?
Being called a tech gorilla, that's definitely a job of a psychology person.
Meh. I can do your job better.
Yeah, but seriously, tell the people what you're going to be getting.
I'm going to be getting a bachelor's in computer science because I'm just badass that way. And finally, I won't have to deal with pissy little kids and shit. Because quite honestly, I really don't understand. I've been trying to finish up a project these past few weeks, and I've been getting these pissy little art majors or whatever that have been just coming up to me and giving me hassle. I really don't understand it. I mean, I've had an art major actually come in to my lab once because we have a separated, dedicated lab just for CS majors. And this lab, we kind of have our own little policy, bring your own paper so that way you can print, because we really don't monitor it other than bring your own paper and then every once in a while donate to get some more ink for the damn printer, because it's expensive.
I know you let me in there once in a while just to wait for you while you do your stuff.
Yeah, and I remember an art major actually came in and was telling me, oh, well, I need to print out my 150-page essay or novel or book or whatever the hell it is. And I'm like, really? Like hell you're going to print that damn book out? And she wanted to print 2 or 3 copies of it. And I'm like, hell no. And I know what you all are thinking. How does she get in if she's not a CS major? Well, this one over here decided to just wander right in, sit on my computer, the one I was logged into, didn't even bother to log out, and tried browsing her Facebook and her Twitter. I don't know what the hell she was trying to do, all on my account. I was helping a friend, so I had my back turned, and she literally did this like feet behind me, and I was looking at her kind of like, the fuck. And she literally played it off as though it's okay. Like, oh, this is a common occurrence over in the art department. And the reason I say art department is because when I asked her what her major was, she told me she was like a theater major or some shit like that. Basically art.
Yes, no. They are little thieves. One of those art majors stole my coupons.
What do you mean? Explain.
I'm also doing English minor, so most of the time I'm in the English building, which is shared with the art majors. And so I was there printing out coupons for my mom and I, because usually we print out coupons to go eat at discount, and it's okay since I use my own print credits. Well, I already printed it, but this art major printed pictures before me, and I knew it was an art major because she had a lot of art stuff with her. She just goes, grabs all the papers, not even bothering to check what paper she grabbed. Some of those papers were already in there before she would start printing, and took off of everything, including my coupons. I'm like, what the hell? Don't you check what you print?
What were the coupons for?
They were for Dairy Queen.
Was it a guy or was it a girl?
It was a girl.
Of course. The one thing that absolutely pisses me off more than...
No, and this is what got me mad. I'm sorry. I ran after her and she ignored me.
Really now?
She ignored me. She just went to the elevator and left.
Wow. So this is just a PSA to all you art majors listening. Quite honestly, I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't give a shit if you guys get pissed off with me. Just because you're an art major doesn't justify half the crap you do. And I'm not going to just hate on art majors. One thing I also do hate is recently it actually rained really hard in our area. And one thing that I really just cannot tolerate is people who decide that if it's raining, which means less traction on the road, let's drive like fucking maniacs. Why not? And that's the thing that really pisses me off. There's people driving like fucking maniacs, and then there's people who are on their cell phone, and it's like, really? You're on your cell phone texting during this weather? Really?
And then they act that we are the problem, and it's just bad. Like, when I'm trying to cross at a crossroad at the university, I can't, because sometimes they just block the crossroad with their car to drop people off. Or they just pass by the crossroad while I'm crossing. I'm like, what the hell? There's lines here.
I personally just don't like assholes in general. I mean, unfortunately, we all have to deal with it at one point or another. But the thing is that, I mean, honestly, people don't want to, like, I don't know. It's just people do wrong, and then they don't want to admit that they're doing wrong. And I'm sure a lot of the listeners at home can relate to something like this. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to promote hate or anything, but at the same time, it's like, this needs to be brought to light. This needs to be brought to the world's attention. It's like, come on, seriously, if you're going to be a douchebag like that, you deserve all the hate that people give you, because it's like, come on.
And again, we're not trying to be mean, so if you're an art major, we're sorry. We're not trying to stereotype or anything. We're just, we just are anti-assholes. And so, I'm sure not all art majors are assholes. I'm not saying that. I'm just anti-people who are mean to us.
As far as I'm concerned, I really just don't give a shit who the person is. If they're going to be an asshole, then the world's going to be an asshole back. Or at least I'm going to be an asshole back. Not that I want to, but sometimes you just got to put your foot down.
I'm right now focusing more on an English career than my psychology. And the English department's nice, but we have those people that are not from the English department that are kind of mean.
What do you mean?
Just people who feel like they're entitled to stuff. Like, remember when we were trying to find a place to sit in the English building once?
Oh, I think I know where this one's going.
Like, we were just trying to find a place for lunch, and a lot of people usually wait in the first floor. And I usually go to the second, because no one waits in the second and the third floor at all. But we needed a table for our food, so Skynet sees a table, and he's about to go get it, and guess what happens?
I put my backpack down, and some dumbass decides to grab it, throw it to the ground, put her shit there, and acts as though she was there first, even though I was clearly at the table for a full minute before she even showed up.
And I know she's not from the department because I've never seen her around the department. She's not a theater major. She's not an art major. She's just there waiting for a friend.
And I have absolutely no idea what the hell her logic was. But as far as I'm concerned, I tried talking to her and she was just being a complete and total asshole about it.
So don't act that way. Be nice, be courteous, and if someone's already taking a spot, just let them be, or ask if you could sit there. Like, people aren't against sharing a table with you. You just have to know how to ask.
In all honesty, I really don't understand the logic of some people. People will just force themselves in, and I mean, it happens mostly on the road for me since I have to drive to and from work. And I remember once there was this one lady who absolutely lost her fucking mind because I don't understand what the hell she was thinking. She was on her cell phone. She's talking with her friend, and she's also doing her fucking makeup. I kid you not. I'm looking at her through my rearview mirror. I'm trying to change lanes, and she decided to choose me as a car to guide her because she's obviously not paying attention. And despite my random efforts to get her off of me, my brake checks, my lane changes, and everything.
Was this in the morning or at night?
This was in the morning, fortunately for me. And she was just riding on my ass. And here she is getting progressively pissed off because I'm not going faster. I'm going slow, so in case the dumbass decides to rear end me, at least I minimize the damage. And she's honking at me, and I'm like, well, the lane's free. I kid you not. She's honking at me to go faster, and yet there's a lane that is free right next to me. Well, finally, we get to a red light. I'm in the left lane. She's in the right lane, finally. And she realizes her mistake. So she rolls down her window, and she wants to turn left. So she rolls down her window. She yells out to me, hey, you need to stop your car so I can get in front of you. And I'm looking at her like, hell no, I'm not going to do that. So as soon as the light turned green, I just started going forward like I'm supposed to. She starts honking at me and she still keeps going, despite the fact that she could, I don't know, put the brakes on for a few more seconds and get around me behind me. No, she decides to proceed forward with me. And then she starts yelling at me after she misses her turn, how I'm an asshole and all this other crap. I don't know. It was just pretty much infuriating to me. And I was like, whatever. You can't take the extra 10 seconds to go to the next block, make a left, make another left, and then make a right. But I guess some people's time was just a little too valuable to them.
Well, anyway, I think the moral of the story is just stop being an asshole. Don't be assholes to people, and things will work right in the world.
That's just a public PSA, but it's not just limited to people in real life. It's also extending out to people who actually try to be an asshole over games. And that's one thing that I've been noticing is on the rise as of late. Such as Splatoon actually is disabling chat altogether because they don't want people to be yelling out your mom, fuck you, I fucked your mom. That's the most common crap I hear over the mic. And quite honestly, I remember when I got a PS3, I actually got a mic to go with it, a Bluetooth microphone, and it just ended up being a really horrible experience for me because I try to communicate with people, I try to collaborate with people, and all I was getting was people ignoring me or dumbass little kids going, hey, your mom, hey, I fucked your mom, oh, you're a pussy, stop camping, stop killing me.
But it makes sense that they would do this because this isn't an E-rated game, right? It's for for the whole family to enjoy, so you don't really want to hear all this negativity over the online play. And I mean, do any other of the Nintendo games support online chat?
As far as I'm concerned, not really, other than the video chat that the Wii U has.
I know Animal Crossing had a thing where you could talk since the Wii with your friends online, but it's only if you know the person.
Yeah, and quite honestly, I really don't I'm not against the whole disabling the voice because in all honesty, I just don't like having to deal with other people. I mean, they already don't listen. They already want to do their own thing. And honestly, I don't really see games co-op games working well anymore. I mean, these games where you're supposed to work together as a team and people are just off doing their own thing.
And it happens. People do rage a lot when they're playing a game. I mean, we were playing Tank, and we were raging a bit about the other players beating us until we realized they were both just computers.
Yeah, that was actually one of the most embarrassing things that Miu and I had found out. But the thing I never really truly liked about online play is the fact that, first and foremost, I mean, more often than not, you're going to be playing against one of two people. I mean, I think there's three people. There's the people who are decent and will give you a decent challenge. And then there's the other two, which I don't like, which I call the crybabies and the smurfs. The crybabies are the idiots that are like, stop killing me! And they just keep getting progressively more and more mad, and that's what I hate. And then you got the smurfs who are like people... Like, I know this is common, or at least it was common when I used to play League of Legends. I need to get back into that. But I know that in League of Legends, what some people would do is they would wait until they get to level 30 and get all these perks and everything, or I don't know what they would do. And then they would make a new account and start off at level 1, which would give every actual legitimate player an unfair match, because here they are, level 1s playing against level 30s who already know what they're doing, instead of playing against other legitimate level 1s and 2s, which pretty much ruins the experience.
And then there's also, isn't there like a fourth category, like the hackers, cheaters?
Oh yeah, I mean that was really rampant in some of the games that I played. You know, times being set to 0, like oh, the lap time that this player set on this track is 000. It's like, really? And then like I remember one time on MotorStorm, I actually like legitimately had the world's best time on a certain track. I forgot which track it was, but I had the world's fastest time, and I got beaten out by some dumbass in Korea who decided to hack it, and his time was 000, so I was second place. And I'm like, really, dude? You didn't even try.
Anyway, since we're speaking of games, why don't we talk about our upcoming projects at the moment? Why don't you start us off, Skynet?
Well, originally I was supposed to be doing Lester the Unlikely, and I know that some of the viewers have been kind of interested in it, but at the same time, I actually already had the recording of Lester the Unlikely. It's just that, unfortunately, the audio is not working correctly. So I'm going to have to see if there's a way I can clean up the audio, because I could do a replay through, but at the same time, it's like I can't force the reactions. I can't like fake the genuine reaction, because like the first video that I did was... It was pretty nice. It was pretty epic because I had genuine reactions. I legitimately didn't know some things. But unfortunately, because the audio is kind of damaged, I'm trying to see if I can fix it so that way I can upload it. I don't want to have to do it again and then try to force the reactions or try to force myself sounding surprised when I'm not.
And if all comes to worst, we can just choose another game for you.
Yeah, if I can't fix the audio, I do apologize to the viewers, because I know that some of them were looking forward to my playthrough of Lester the Unlikely, but like I said, I mean, circumstances arose, and yeah.
Is there any other projects you're working on at the moment?
Probably going to be doing some playthroughs of other games, but I know one project, I don't remember if I mentioned it in the last episode or not, but one project I was thinking of doing was ripping apart an NES, not because I want to, but because unfortunately it doesn't work. What I'm thinking of doing is possibly inserting a Raspberry Pi computer, make it into an emulator, and seeing if I can make it into like a home media console, or possibly even like a NES, SNES, and Game Boy emulator. So it'd be kind of cool. You can take that to parties or whatever. Be like, hey, check out my NES. It plays PlayStation 1 games.
Okay. Well, I'm also working on a few projects. I'm kind of working on 3 projects, actually. And, well, the first, everyone knows, is my anime reviews that I'm planning to do in the future. I haven't forgotten about that. It's just with school and the sickness, it's really hard to do all that. But I have watched the whole series I'm going to do first, and I'll tell you which one it is. It's going to be that magical boy anime. I'm sorry, I can't say the name out the top of my head. Yeah, I'm going to be reviewing that one first. I just have to start doing like a little script for it and figuring out how I'm going to do the format for it. I'm also going to be afterwards, the schedule is afterwards would be doing Uta no Prince Sama. And then probably, since it's going to probably be around summer when I do this part, is I'm planning on probably doing a Sailor Moon month. So I'm going to be reviewing almost everything on Sailor Moon and hopefully getting Skynet's help and reviewing some of the video games if he's willing to do that with me. So that's the first project. The second project is I'm actually also planning on putting my psychology degree into works and doing reviews on children's television. And I'm not talking about like shows from our nostalgia too much. I'm talking about actual educational shows that we remember from childhood. Basically anything off of PBS, Nick Jr., and Playhouse Disney. As you know, we all have had our nostalgic, and it's the first shows kids see as they were growing up. Of course, we all have like our experiences with Sesame Street and Barney and Mr. Rogers. So I'll probably be doing a review on that, and the first one I'm going to do is going to be on our lovable Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
But
I love Mr. Rogers. He's a nice guy, but you piss him off, he'll fuck your ass up.
But keep this in mind, just because they're children's television does not mean these reviews will be kid-friendly. These are going to be for the adults, the parents, or anyone else who wants to listen to these reviews, because these reviews are going to be made to know what it'll be okay to show your children, like separating good TV from the Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yo Gabba Gabba sucks.
If your child likes Yo Gabba Gabba, no disrespect to your child, nothing, is just...
Get help.
Okay. The third project I'm working on, this is actually a not-for-sure project. It's a side one. I'm actually writing a story for a video game.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yes, I'm planning on just writing the story as of now. Skynet says if he's willing to learn the programming, he'll probably help me make it. But after this becomes like an actual script and stuff, maybe we're going to seek more help in the future.
As far as I'm concerned, I can do C++, I can do some C, Java, PHP, HTML,
and
stuffs, Google Go.
But for sure, we're going to need the assistance of some illustrators later on in the future. And even if you work on 3D modeling, that would be great as well. And no, I'm not saying if you work on Miku Miku Dance and know how to move things. That's not 3D modeling.
And no, we don't have monies. We can't pay you.
This is just going to be a fun little project. I don't know if it's actually going to become something. It's just something I'm working on right now. It's going to have a lot of influences from Kamen Rider and Magical Girls. And even fairy tales from both Japan and Europe countries. So I hope to see where this goes. And it may not be now, maybe a few years when you hear about it again. But this is the third project that I'm working on slowly. But the first two projects are for sure something I'm going to be bringing in soon.
We're going to be putting yanderes into it. Or at least I will. It's like, oh, I noticed you were talking to Senpai. Looks like that's going to be an issue. Let me fix that for you.
But yeah, I think those are the projects we're doing right now. That this channel is barely still starting up. I mean, even though this is the 4th episode, we still don't have much subscribers or views, but we're still starting from the bottom, right?
Oh yeah, we're going to be celebrating our 10-year anniversary. Oh wait, our channel's not that old.
Our channel's what, a few months old? Like what? How old is our channel? See, this is how bad we are. We don't even know when we started all this stuff.
As far as we're concerned, this is just for shits and giggles. Truly for shits and giggles. But as far as I'm concerned, I think the channel is about maybe, give or take, about a month old or 2 months old.
I guess let's just say when Five Nights at Freddy's 3 came out, it's about the same anniversary.
Woohoo!
And it's fun, and we like doing this from time to time. It's just, unfortunately, we're still stuck in the real life. We don't make enough to be able to do this full time.
Oh, yeah. And then on top of that, stupid school with its stupid books and its stupid pencils and its stupidness.
Do we hope one day we get to Markiplier status? It doesn't really matter. We want to do this for fun. But if one day we have enough subscribers and views, who knows? We can't tell time. We can't really, tell what time is going to bring this.
Oh, yeah. In all honesty, we would like to just keep doing this for shits and giggles, but hey, conventions, if you want to hire us, then hey, well, we're up, we're down, yeah, we're down. Give us money.
We're hoping to do this for a while, or a long while, we'll be still doing this, but we have a little baby Miwei or Skynet in between us, going goo goo mabaga into the microphone. That'd be cute. Yeah. That'd be cute. The baby going goo goo mabaga.
Goo goo mabaga, motherfucker.
Hey!
Gonna go blip blip blam that motherfucker.
I think, is there anything else you wanted to add on the episode today, since this was actually more like a random update episode than anything? What do you think about Nintendo's copyright policy? Because this was a question that was brought up.
It's bullshit! Bull fucking shit! I understand copyright policy. I can understand that people don't want their crap being used to make money for other people other than the original creator. But come on, Nintendo. Doing the crap you're doing to Angry Joe, that is complete and total bullshit. No, please, don't accept his free advertising. It's not like, seriously, come on. He's not asking you for money. He's just simply asking you to stop being an asshole. Now, let's be a little bit more clear about this, though. He's not saying the entire company of Nintendo's being an asshole. I'm not saying the entire company of Nintendo's being an asshole. I think it's probably just the people directly involved with these copyright claims. I'm looking at you, lawyers.
But I'm also thinking Nintendo Japan has a lot to do with it. I don't think this is the choice of Nintendo of America, because they kind of understand more what the new thing is here. Because but in Japan they don't really have much of the playthroughs, do they?
Nintendo of Japan should piss off from Nintendo of America's bullshit. Okay?
We're not blaming them. We don't know the whole story, so I'm just speculating.
I'm blaming whoever the hell is behind all this, because screw you.
Do you think it's okay what Nintendo is doing? Do you think they should make some money off of users' playthrough videos if they're using certain video games?
In my honest opinion, they're being assholes about it. Well, it's their game, their content. Of course they can make money off of it. Yeah, but Angry Joe had a valid point, and even I think about the same thing as well. It's like, really, a Nintendo. So it's not enough that I buy your expensive-ass console. It's not enough that I have to take care of a controller, which, mind you, I can't buy separately. If I fucking break the damn thing, I have to buy another one for a really high price or get it sent in for repair to you guys. It's not enough that we buy these fucking games. It's not enough that we buy your fucking toys. But you still, and then on top of that, it's not enough that we give you free fucking advertisement. I mean, shit, what are you guys gonna do? You guys are gonna get pissed off with everybody who mentions your name? Is that what you want? I mean, shit, if I wanted to fucking mention your name, hey, that's great. You don't have to pay me. You don't see me calling you guys, being like, hey, I want to mention you in a video. Give me money. As far as I'm concerned, if you guys want to spend less on marketing, then let Angry Joe and other reviewers review your goddamn games, because they're not asking you for money. They're asking you just to quit being assholes about it. But hey, if that's the way Nintendo of Japan or whoever the hell's responsible for this wants to play, then hey, that's cool. We'll just go ahead and play Xbox. We'll go ahead and just play PlayStation. Why not? Because at least Microsoft and Sony aren't as fucking stingy about it as you guys are.
At least not yet. Who knows in the future?
Hey, let's be honest here. All the companies are assholes. I mean, Xbox with their bullshit red ring of death with their 360. The Sony with their bullshit of, oh, you can't hack our PS3. It's like, really? You don't challenge us with that bullshit. And now,
How
Nintendo,
many times did they get hacked this past year?
I don't know, but it pissed me off that I had to redo my entire thing for my credit just to, well, not redo my entire credit, but I had to make sure that nobody stole my credit card because, yeah, thanks, Sony. I really appreciate you leaking out my credit card number and my credentials out to people that I don't know. Yeah, thanks, Sony. Really appreciate it.
But of course, we don't have any control over that. Luckily for us, we don't have to deal with that. Our videos are ad-free.
They always have been, and hopefully they always will be. Although we may have to do ads in the future. Like, I noticed that JonTron does ads. I noticed that maybe other...
Markiplier does ads too, but because they're doing this full time. I mean, look at PewDiePie. PewDiePie!
Yeah, we might do ads in the future, but we're trying to keep the cost low, so that's why our little podcast isn't so over the top or has like all these sound effects, because we just simply can't afford it, and we don't want to put ads on you guys.
If anything, maybe later on in the future we do get popular, maybe we can do stuff like a Patreon account.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't be surprised if people without the ad blockers got this video blocked every once in a while with stupid ass ads. Trust me, if that's the case, that is not our fault. We hate it just as much as you do. That's why I personally install ad blocker. Ad blocker, ladies and gentlemen. That is what keeps videos at bay.
At least for sure. We're going to try to keep the podcast ad-free because this is only audio. I think you'll be stuck if you got ads during audio. But once we do our own things like the playthroughs and the anime reviews, that might be under question. And we're not saying this because, we want your money, we want to be greedy. It just depends on our situations.
Like we said, we're trying to keep the cost low.
And we're just going to be exiting out of college and going into the real world, so... yeah, that's not going to be pretty or very cheap.
But we'll try to keep the cost low for you anyways.
For sure, content on this page is going to be free for a while.
For a while?
Hey, once we get a baby, who knows what's going to be the cost?
That is true. Well, that's all the time we have for today. We thank you once again for tuning in. We do apologize for the delay in episodes.
And sorry for my coughing. I'm still getting better.
But for now, this is Skynet.
And I'm Eli.
And we are the 8-Bit Outlaws.
Remember, talking is never a crime.
Or is it? Dun, dun, dun!
Only if you threaten with stuff.